Hey, this is a bonus episode of In the Particles. Hi everyone.
Hello, it's Tuesday again.
This is Youlim.
And Deborah.
Hi again.
Sophia's on vacation again.
Yes. I'm so grateful to be here. This is great. I have so many things that I'd love to discuss with Deborah, so we are here again. So thanks, Deborah.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, always happy to talk about this.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about particlism. Mm-hmm. Then we call it art movement.
Yeah, that's what Sophia called it, so we're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, and the reason I'm very passionate about is as an artist, it's a perspective that gives me so much freedom, and infinite possibilities. But also as a human, it really improves my daily life.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say the last time we spoke about this, because we were talking about that narrow corridor of setting a goal and trying to survive as you move towards a goal and sort of blocking out everything that isn't serving that goal or something like that, which could also, you just put that narrow corridor and you just make it a hierarchy, right? It's kind of like you're trying to get somewhere, climb the ladder or whatever we call it, and instead kind of stepping back and seeing all the possibilities and then maybe all the detail. And I have to say, yeah, absolutely. I think that one reason I have kept practicing the materials of the 6 viewpoints, perceiving them, is because it makes me enjoy my life more.
Yes, exactly. That's why. So I guess 6 viewpoints, So I'm pretty new to this postmodernism in performance, to be honest. And I remember this shocking experience that I had one of the exercises in 6 viewpoints. I think it's called
Presence work?
Yes, presence work. And then I think that was back in, 2017. Or around
ice cream truck outside. Can I hear the ice cream truck? Okay.
I
just thought I'd point that out. That's not extra music that we put in. That's the ice cream truck.
Yes.
Okay, so you were doing presence work in 2017?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know exact year, but just afterwards, I was able to receive more information. It sounds weird. In other words, I was able to be fully present. I remember I was walking in Williamsburg because that workshop happened in Williamsburg, and I was walking around, and then I was able to see more objects on the street. Then I could sense more, smells, wind. And at that moment, I felt like I was living my life to the fullest. Mm-hmm. So that was, oh wow.
That's simple.
That's so simple. It was just, so presence work is literally you just sit in front of audience, right?
Right. Usually you sit in a chair. I think that's the traditional way of doing this exercise. Yeah.
Yes, and then you just sit for 20 minutes, and then while the 20 minutes you don't perform or you don't act, you just literally observe what is going on in your body or in your head.
Yeah, what are you thinking about? Can you notice that you're blinking, you're swallowing, you're breathing? If there's maybe a sensation of your butt on the chair, your feet on the floor, or maybe even tension in the body because you're being looked at, or a change in emotional tone because you're being looked at, right? There might be nervousness or locked up muscles, something like that. But for 20 minutes, there might also become a time of boredom. There might also be a moment when you think, like, maybe I'm observing them, they're not observing me anymore, right?
Just anything that comes to the moments. Yeah, so that's also very similar to meditation practice. I had this wonderful meditation class today, and then also it was about like what is happening in the moment in your body. So that's why I said it's great perspective for artists, but also great perspective for everyone. So that was the like main reason I have to do this podcast and share this with everyone. And also in the episode 3, Sophia mentioned that's what Mary said, rather than manipulating external elements like space, time, or emotion, this perspective invites us to observe and engage with what's already there.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And so many, I can't speak to acting, traditional acting, like the goals or the reasons for why it's done the way it is, but I can speak to dance, and Mary was a dancer. So much of dance is really about, or at least the way it started to become packaged or understood in especially higher ed or other places, is really how it looks on the outside of the body. So it became such an external kind of experience. What are the shapes? Are, quote unquote, are they good shapes? Are they the right shapes? Do you look like Martha Graham or not look like Martha Graham when you do those shapes? So in that way, there's also, again, it's like this external goal. Right? It's that thing way over there that I'm supposed to get to, instead of saying like, oh, what is my experience of movement? Is this art? Maybe this is art.
Yes.
Right now, and I don't need to work, I can work hard on something else that I'm curious about, and I don't necessarily have to work as hard to get to those shapes and those timings and all of that, like modern sort of ideas of perfection or beauty or universal something, right? It's like, oh, maybe the way you move and the way I move next to one another, maybe that's really art. Maybe that's really interesting, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I believe that things are the main things that causes anxiety and frustration.
When you don't have something that you think you're supposed to have.
Exactly. That's why when I first started studying this postmodernism in performance, like, wow, what? Because I was trained in a very classical way. I'm an actor, so like, also I grew up in a very competitive environment. So just this perspective just opened my eyes, opened like infinite doors to me. So so this mindset shifts the focus from actively chasing goals to being receptive, accepting and playing with what is present. Yes. I love this.
And I feel like we did talk a little bit about how that started to inform how you were, whether it's performing or playwriting. I don't know, do you want to just try to connect those dots again from this, what you were talking about, maybe into like the plays you write, or like,
well, I can start with playwriting, I guess, because in the last bonus episode, we briefly mentioned Sophia asked some questions that can we observe subtler aspects of my experience. So I guess when I write, I really try to catch all the things that is happening in my body, in my head. So for example, I love free writing, and also I do TM meditation every day, transcendental meditation, and that meditation about like you catch ideas. So that practice also really helps me to be in the moment and then catch the ideas that is present in my head, and that's how I just pour the words out.
Yeah.
And in terms of acting, like, this is an interesting, my good friend of mine, he's an actor, he's taking this Lee Strasberg acting class right now, and he talks about his method is, one of his exercises, I think it's called relaxation sensory work, and then it's about you relax your body, and then while your body is relaxed, you ask question such as, what do you experience when you think of going back to your childhood place, something like that. Then you observe your body, like, for example, like you can have sensation on your hands, like tingling sensation on your left hand. So it's really about like observing what is happening in the moment. So I think that's part of Particlism, right?
Yeah, I wonder if that's a new exercise or if that
is not new exercise because Lee Strasberg, he I'm very bad at numbers and histories, but
as long as we say that we're bad at it, then at least we're not like misquoting, misciting. Yeah, like we're not sure, so look it up on your own.
Yes, and please leave a comment to correct me.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, please. So that's my experience, and this perspective of Particlism, it's for me, it's like just everything's clearer now. Because I was sort of like meditation practice, acting training, free writing. I was already kind of pursuing that. And then when I heard this Particlism,
it brought it all together.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, interesting. Well, I have so many things to say to you if you want to hear any of them.
Please.
One is that, as you were saying, this last thing about like, acting training, meditation, other things, right? I just got to hear or work very briefly with Liz Lerman, who's a choreographer, dancer, and teacher, and creator of like the creative response method, which is a way of giving feedback to other artists. She's a wonderful person. And she said early on in her career, she was like working in nursing homes, and she was working with kids, and she was working as a professional dancer, and people were like, what are you doing? It's so many little pieces and all this stuff. And she said, I'm not the one that's fragmented. The world is fragmented. This is how I'm making sense of it.
Oh, wow.
Right? And I'm just like, wow. I'm going to get this printed on a t-shirt or on my wall or something, because I've always felt like I do a million different things, and I always sort of feel a little bit bad about them, because I feel like, oh no, I should like focus on one thing and like try to do it really well so that I can actually get somewhere. But when I heard her say that, I was like, of course it's not made for us. It's not, the world, this society is not made for artists. So we have to gather together pieces, fragments, particles, maybe, from different experience to make ourselves feel like I'm living the life I want to be living. And maybe in the end, this is what Mary was doing too. She was trying to create something that like kind of felt cohesive, even though it's many different things. There are these 9 laboratories in the 6 viewpoints. There's these 6 materials. There are like many ways to like perceive the, it's wildly expansive. and yet it sort of makes cohesive all of this like fragmented experience that we might have on the planet. So anyhow, I just wanted to say that because I love, it's just like feels like my new like guidepost is like, okay, even if this doesn't feel like it belongs in my life, the world is fragmented, I'm not fragmented.
Bravo.
Right?
Bravo. I wanted to scream, but I did not, just for your safety in your ears.
Yeah, no, it's okay. And then I was gonna say other things, but gosh, am I gonna remember what they were now? Because that just came up so strongly. But let's see, you were talking about, so let's talk about the fact that you do TM.
TM, yes.
Yeah, TM, and it of course, this is how this was. The inception of the 6 viewpoints was transcendental meditation. So Mary was a TM practitioner.
Yes.
She worked directly with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi in San Francisco in the 1960s, and she became a TM teacher. And her brother, who hopefully we have on the podcast at some point, Eric Overly, is still a transcendental meditation teacher.
Wonderful.
So Mary, one of her big sort of experiments, like really deep experiments, was how does meditation and dance, how do they come together? So she spent hours meditating and moving and meditating and moving and meditating and moving. And then she was also around all these amazing artists in New York because she met transcendental meditation in San Francisco. She came to New York City with Yvonne Rainer in 1969 or 1970. And Yvonne Rainer, Grand Union, right? All these, we've explained all these folks in previous podcasts, but these postmodernists were working all around her, so she was kind of doing both the TM, this particle, unified field,
yes,
right?
Yes,
like
pure consciousness,
catching ideas, while she was catching all these ideas also from in like an incredible moment in history where dance was completely changing. So yeah, that was the inception of the like her big theory and practice.
And David Lynch, the filmmaker.
Yeah.
Also, he's very, very passionate about TM meditation, and that's how he catches ideas about his films.
Yes, and so Particlism also is not that you have to do TM in order to be a particleist, but it might help. And it's I also do TM. It's
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's an easy kind of meditation, and it has wonderful benefits. So not selling it, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's
cool stuff.
I feel really cozy whenever I do TM meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we're almost. Is it almost time?
Yeah, we have like 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes, and I'm so excited to interview Steph.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna have an interview with Steph, which maybe this will come out before or after that. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Should we say a little bit about Steph? Maybe it helps people listen to another episode.
Yes, he's also a big meditator. I can't wait to hear about his experience. He doesn't do TM meditations.
Okay.
And he also a teacher of continuum movement, which is also very connected to this particlism perspective, and everything is connected.
Yeah. I think there are lots of particlists out there, that hopefully if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, somebody's actually talking about this, get in touch with us, because you don't have to be a 6 viewpoints practitioner to be a part of this movement. Like when I heard Liz Lerman speak, I was like, oh right, she's another kind of postmodernist. I don't know that she and Mary ever worked together or even knew each other. I have no idea, but they're definitely working in the same way, just with maybe just in different contexts, really. So I know that these ideas are out there in so many different forms.
Yeah, and then we're here to figure that out.
Yeah.
Experiment.
Bring everyone together someday.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Youlim.
Well, thank you, Deborah. If you like this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Bye!